Everyone says learning the fretboard takes years of scale practice. That's completely wrong, because if you just learn 4 bar chord shapes and 2 scale patterns, you'll know exactly which scales fit any chord anywhere on the neck. You'll be able to jump between rhythm and lead seamlessly all over the fretboard, and most guitarists spend years never figuring this out. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we're going to go over the 4 essential chord shapes. Second, we're going to look at 2 hybrid pentatonic shapes that will cover your entire fretboard. And third, we're going to go over how to combine the two so that you can switch between your rhythm guitar and lead guitar seamlessly. Now here's the thing, if you don't get this system down, you're going to keep struggling to know which chords fit with which scale shapes, and it's always going to seem clunky and a bit contrived when you try switching between the two, so it's worth taking the time to actually understand this properly. And as always, there'll be a free PDF with all the diagrams we're going to use. The link for that's in the description. So before we get into the scale shapes, we need to establish our 4 chord shapes. Now you might already know some open chords, but the problem is that they lock you into one position, and if you want to play in different keys or different parts of the fretboard, you're going to be stuck. So the chord shapes we're going to use are the 4 standard bar chord shapes. They're major and minor chords with a root note on either the E string or the A string, and these are movable shapes, which means you can play them anywhere on the neck and will allow you to switch between keys really easily. So the first shape is our major bar chord shape on the E string, and we're going to do it on the 5th fret for now. So what we do is we use our first finger to cover all the strings on the 5th fret, and then we play an E chord shape with our middle, 3rd and pinky, and this would be your major bar chord with the root note on the E string. So in this case, because this note is an A, it would be a major bar chord. Now our next bar chord shape is a major bar chord, but if our root note's on the A string, so we're going to move up a string and we're going to build it from this 5th fret on the D string, and we're going to flatten our first finger like before over the 5th fret on all those strings. And then we have to play an A chord over here. So you can do that with 3 fingers like this, or you can use 1 finger and try cover all 3 of them with your 3rd finger. Now the next chord is a minor bar chord if your root note's on the E string. So again, we cover the 5th fret over all the strings, and then we just use our 3rd finger and pinky to play the 7th fret on the A and D string. And the last one will be our minor bar chord if the root note's on the A string. So the way we set up for that is we cover the 5th fret on the A string onwards. We're not playing the E string, and then we play an A minor bar chord shape with our remaining fingers. And that will be our minor bar chord shape on the A string. So we have major on the E string, and then major on the A string, and then we have minor on the E string, and minor on the D. So those are your 4 anchor shapes, and now that you know the chord shapes we're going to be using, here's where it gets interesting. How do you combine lead guitar with them? That's where the hybrid shapes come in. So the first thing we're going to cover is hybrid shape number 1. Now most guitarists have heard of the pentatonic shapes 1 through to 5, or maybe the 2 horizontal shapes, but here's the problem, they don't actually know how to fit them together on the fretboard, so you end up stuck in one position, or you're jumping around in a way that doesn't really make any musical sense. So what I've done is I've combined them into these hybrid shapes. This way you get the notes you need in a way that actually flows musically and covers more of the fretboard. So let's have a look at the first one. So we're going to start this one on the 3rd fret of the low E. So we play 3, 5, 3, 5, and then we slide up, and then we play 5, 7, 5, 7. Now here, with the red shadow over it, this is where you can play your box 1 licks if you want to stay in this position. But if we want to keep going up the fretboard, we can slide where that blue arrow is, and we can play through, and then we can slide up again and go back down. So this shape is great because you cover heaps of range with that horizontal shape, but you also have the nice ergonomics of pattern 1 of the pentatonic scale, so a very useful shape. Now if this pentatonic stuff is going way over your head and you want a clear, concise, step-by-step system to actually understand it all, check out my course Pentatonic 0 to Hero. I'll put a link in the description. So that's just one shape. Hybrid shape 1 works perfectly with some of the chords that we talked about earlier, but what about the other chords? That's where hybrid shape 2 is going to come in. So with hybrid shape 2, we're just going to start on the 3rd fret again, and we start off playing the 3rd and 5th fret on every string. Right, this is going to be your 2nd horizontal shape if you're familiar with those. And then we slide up to 7 on the D string, and then here with the red shadow around it, this would be box 4 of your pentatonic scale, which again is a very useful scale shape. So here I can choose to play just in pattern 4 of the pentatonic scale if I want. But if I want to keep going up and get more range, I can do a slide here on the B string up, and then finish off. Cool, so that hybrid shape is a combination of horizontal pattern 2, pattern 4 here, and then I can keep going up. Gives me a lot to work with. But now that we actually know the chord and scale shape, here's the question. How do we actually combine them? Which chords pair with which shape? So you've got these pieces, but without actually understanding how they connect, you're still going to feel lost. This next part is what makes the whole system work. It's the connection that unlocks everything. So the first chord we're going to look at is our minor bar chord on the E string, which is this one. Now if I ever want to play some licks around that, I play hybrid shape 1 from 2 frets behind. So if my minor bar chord was on the 5th fret for example, I go back to the 3rd, play through that, and here again I can choose to play pattern 1, or I can slide across, get more range. And this works anywhere you play it. If I played that chord up here, so this would be like a D minor chord, because this is a D note on the E string. I go back 2 frets. And I have all those notes around it. Next one we're going to look at is our minor bar chord on the A string. So if I play my minor bar chord shape, what I do is again I go back 2 frets and I build the second hybrid shape around that. Again, pattern 4 here if I want it, or I can keep going up. So minor on the A string, back 2 frets. I have that option there. Now we move on to the major bar chords. So if we look at our first one, we have our major bar chord on the E string. What we actually have to do in this case is we've got to go across 2 frets, and then we play shape 2, the hybrid shape 2. And those notes are going to fit that bar chord. And the last one is if our major bar chord is on the A string. This one's really easy. We actually just use the first hybrid shape, starting on the same frets. And that's going to work with that. So what you can try doing is playing through some basic chord progressions and adding little lead fills with some of those shapes we went over. So if I played, for example, D major, then A major, B minor, something you've probably heard before. Over this first chord, because it's a major on the A string, I would play shape 1. And then over the next chord, the A major, I would play shape 2 up 2 frets. Then over the B minor, I would play the first shape back 2 frets. Then over the G, again because it's major on the E string, I would go across 2 frets and play the first shape. So now, instead of guessing which shape to use, you can just look at which chord you're playing and know exactly which hybrid shape fits it. That's the system, and all of this is laid out in the PDF, so grab that if you haven't already. Links in the description. So now you know which scale shapes fit with what chord shapes. But here's the problem. If you're jamming or trying to write a chord progression, how do you know which chords actually fit together? Like what chords belong in A and E? Without knowing that, you're still stuck. You can't build progressions and you can't jam confidently in different keys, so you're basically just guessing and hoping something works. So that's why I made this video over here on chord maps. It shows you exactly which chords fit together in any major or minor key, and if you combine that with the chord scale system, you'll have complete freedom on the fretboard. So check that out next.